What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching a very special episode of The Couch. These are the 2016 Fantasy Football Awards. Let's get on with the show. This is gonna be an easy video, a simple video, straight to the point. We're just gonna go straight to the awards for 2016. It's a great video to watch, reflect on the fantasy season, and also to revisit again, maybe like in June or July, a little bit before the 2017 fantasy football draft, to reflect back on the previous season. So this video is good to watch, and also to watch our draft party, our draft results, and see who we drafted in 2016. What the heck were we thinking last year? And to see what strategies we might change and which players get a boost and which players decrease in value. Which ones are we going to drop and move up in our draft boards? Should we do the MVP award at the end or in the beginning? Well, forget all the suspense. Let's go straight to the MVP. Who's the most valuable fantasy football player for 2016? The nominees are Aaron Rodgers, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell, and also David Johnson. I think unanimously we have to say that David Johnson is the MVP for the 2016 fantasy football season. This guy scored as many points as some of the elite quarterbacks. He was just amazing. Even when the Cardinals suck, he did great. He was even better in PPR leagues because of his receiving abilities. This guy's awesome. He's going to be drafted #1 in a lot of leagues next year. Bold prediction. Who was a high draft pick, like first round, second round, and severely disappointed? The biggest bust of the year nominees are Todd Gurley, DeAndre Hopkins, and Allen Robinson. And if you listen to Fabs, by the way, you can get this t-shirt. Just go to fantasycouch.com/store. You may have drafted Todd Gurley. But if you listen to me, you knew that Todd Gurley was one of the biggest busts of the year, was going to be one of the biggest busts of the year, and I was right. And this award has to go to Los Angeles Rams running back Todd Gurley. No doubt, he was a huge disappointment. Was drafted as the best running back, a lot of times maybe the second best running back in drafts. I had him as an RB5. I mean, he definitely wasn't an RB1 this year. I mean, you couldn't even start him most of the year. Just horrible, just a bust, just ruined fantasy football owners' teams. Right when they drafted him, you know, in the first round, your team was basically ruined if you drafted Todd Gurley. Super hard to bounce back after a draft pick like that. Something I noticed, that a lot of teams that make it first, second, third place, that just beast in fantasy, they didn't necessarily, like the first place winner didn't necessarily have the best draft, right? It happens a lot. Now, what they did was they had a decent draft and they were active on the waivers. So this brings me to my next award, the Waiver Wire Gem of 2016 award. And it's between two players here. We got Tyreek Hill, who was a huge surprise and just made Jeremy Maclin irrelevant. Not sure Maclin would have been relevant whether or not, you know, Tyreek Hill was balling or not, or even a Chief. But he was just awesome. This player's going to get drafted. He's one of those picks, so he might get a little boost next year. Maybe drafted too highly. So we got Tyreek Evans. I just said Tyreek Evans. Gosh, our friend from Fantasy Couch. We got Tyreek Hill and Jordan Howard. And I think Jordan Howard just has to get this award. So Waiver Wire Gem of 2016 goes to Jordan Howard. Consistency, just overall awesomeness, had awesome ceiling, awesome floor. Even when the Bears sucked, he did good. Even when the Bears, you know, they had three quarterbacks, all their quarterbacks got hurt, Jordan Howard was still great. When we suspected or we feared of a running back by committee in Chicago, there was none. It was Lanford. Then once Jeremy Lanford got hurt, it was the Jordan Howard show. He took the ball, ran with it. Hands down was the starting running back for the Bears, and a bright spot for that team. I mean, he's a star on the Chicago Bears and a star on your fantasy team. Now, we went over a lot of players that were drafted in the first round, the second round. But who did we draft in the mid to late rounds? People that just were hated on, players that were hated on, didn't have any respect. Who was the best value draft pick in 2016? The nominees are Matt Ryan, LeGarrette Blount, DeMarco Murray, and we have to put Melvin Gordon out there, 0 touchdowns 2015, and then just straight balling in 2016 until he got hurt. I'm going to go with LeGarrette Blount because, I mean, he stayed healthy the entire season. He was balling regardless. When Dion Lewis came back, was balling just about every game. And this is a guy a lot of owners, including myself, didn't trust because he was a Patriot running back. But as we can see, man, look at the touchdowns. Just incredible. Another reason I have to put him as the guy who wins the Best Value Draft Pick award is that he was still great even in PPR leagues. He has like 0 catches the whole year. And those are the awards for 2016. If you want to buy this trophy, buy this belt, you know, check out more fantasy football championship gear, trophies, belts, rings. We have Fantasy Couch t-shirts, all that. Just awesome stuff. Go to fantasycouch.com/store. We'll be having more awards, go over our snubs, and also exactly what happened in the Couch League. Special announcements. That'll be all announced on the podcast. So make sure you guys check that out. It's fantasycouch.com and check out the podcast. You can't miss it. It'll be uploaded Wednesday morning, early morning, guys. You can't miss it. You have to listen to the podcast. And there's a ton of other great content, great announcements. So make sure you check out episode 20 of Couchcast. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You got stuff here, stuff there. Hit that red subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and turn on notifications so you're part of the notification squad. Also, make sure you guys leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of the awards. Were there any snubs? You know, who did I leave out? Some names I should mention, but make sure you listen to the podcast, though, because we'll be having more names and more awards on this week's podcast. I'll see you guys on the next video.